So I just got out of Sony's latest attempt at making a Spider-Man cinematic universe, but without Spider-Man in it. Madam Web is a complicated movie, not because of its plot or the actual themes or storytelling in the movie.
Ezekiel Sims. He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died.
And I'm gonna kind of talk about spoilers, I guess. Don't go watch this. I don't recommend Madam Web. If you're gonna go watch it because you think it's gonna be like meme-filled like Morbius.
Has to do with Spider-Man, I think. Intriguing.
I actually think Morbius is like the worst superhero movie I've ever seen, like the worst comic book movie. I almost walked out of it. This is like neck and neck with Morbius. I think on a rainy day, I'd rather watch Morbius than Madam Web, okay? So like, it's not good.
When you see Madam Web, you're gonna love it. In fact, I think you're gonna see it twice.
But no one delivers a single good line in this, nor like a believable performance, especially the main villain, Ezekiel.
Ezekiel Sims is a fascinating villain.
Obviously, while you're watching this movie, if you're paying attention at all, it feels like you're watching 4 or 5 different scripts playing out, and they just kind of like hodgepodged it, put it together, and this is what we get. There's a lot of shots with Ezekiel, or when we learn things about him, he's basically, if you don't know, or you're just watching this because you're looking up all the Madam Web reviews, Ezekiel is basically the time-traveling Terminator for this movie. He wears a spider person-like suit, goes around trying to kill these girls because in the future, they kill him. That's basically the most simple premise in the world, and Dakota Johnson's Madam Web can see into the future, and they have to like help not get these girls killed. That's basically the premise of Madam Web, but every time Ezekiel speaks, it does not add up. It is heavily ADR'd. Every shot of him is from the back, and nothing matches what he is saying at all until the last few words, and then they kind of sync them up together. There was an entire scene he's speaking in a bed where his lips are just not moving at all, and he is talking a lot. He does that a lot, but none of the words he says mean anything. Because they're trying to, they're at the point in the film where they know Ezekiel's out there. They've seen him in the suit. They're kind of endangered. And Sydney Sweeney's character, Julia Carpenter, she's not called that. She's Cornwell in the movie. That's such a stupid change. But she's like trying to describe Ezekiel. And they go, he's some sort of like spider person. And I'm just like, oh, you're trying so hard not to mention the one guy this whole world is supposed to be about. And it's very apparent with the inclusion of Ben Parker. I won't spoil other characters who are in this, but like Ben Parker's in the trailers. There are real lines in this movie that go, Ben, you ever been shot in Queens? Or when Madam Web gets her powers, she gets the speech. This is how it goes for her. When you take the responsibility, this great responsibility, the power will come.
You're gonna love it.
That's real. That's really in the movie. The most basic level of filmmaking and like consistency for your audience is just gone here. It's completely absent. It just isn't fun. It isn't entertaining. It's so boring, and it makes you, the audience, feel so stupid for purchasing a ticket. And not only that, the movie makes you feel stupid because it'll do this whole like mechanic, right, with Dakota Johnson's character's powers, where she can see into the future, and it will play a scene. It'll play a scene totally straight, and then she suddenly like, and then it plays again. It's so boring, and it makes you, the audience, feel so stupid for purchasing a ticket. And not only that, like that's how they want to represent and visualize her powers, is that it plays the same scene over again. So that 2-hour runtime, a lot of it is just the same exact few key moments in a scene, upwards of 3 to 4 times. Your patience is going to be heavily tested in Madam Web. The movie ends, right? And you basically get a shot of the future Spider Women all together in their suits. While the marketing promotion, the ocean spray bottles that had all the characters on it, it's like 2 minutes of them in the suits, the entire runtime, about 2 minutes. Not only that, there's a picture, and I'll probably put it on here as a visual. This shot is them standing outside the window that they knocked Ezekiel out of, and he dies in the first part of the movie. It's basically his vision. That same exact shot, the exact keyframes, they take out and cut out the women and put them in a different skybox. And then they added Madam Web, like basically T-posing, and that's the end of the movie. You don't even get different shots or unique shots of these characters. They rework the exact same one scene they filmed for the beginning for the end.
Marvel movie.
Julia, get down!
Ezekiel, is cursed. He gets these visions of the girls killing him. He is like, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, basically, where he knows how he's going to die. He knows who's going to do it, or he has an idea of who's going to do it, because it's the same 3 people in his dreams or his nightmares. But they're all wearing spider masks, hiding their identity, and he has no idea who these people are, besides that they're in his dream. It's 2003 or so where this movie takes place. Somehow goes from saying, every night I have this nightmare where I wake up and I see these 3 different spider women and they kill me. Suddenly on a monitor, he has the most HD quality photos of these women in their Spider-Man gear that they don't have and won't have for a long time. And then he suddenly can go track them down. I cannot recommend this movie. I am shocked that it made it this far and that it made it to theaters like this. Every person who worked on this, I feel sorry for, because this is clearly not the movie you were making. Something had to have happened behind the scenes, is that I think these actors thought they were signing up for an MCU movie.
It is in the Marvel universe. It's kind of like if AI generated your boyfriend's perfect movie.
Okay, that's all I have. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. So sorry this video was incredibly negative. None of this is going to the actual people who worked on this. This is clearly one of those movies that's made by committee, made by the Sony execs, and they couldn't decide what the movie was going to be. Okay, and they completely gave up all hope and all faith for it. It's really sad. It's a really depressing thing, but this is the Madam Web that we received. So if you ended up going to see it, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. If you haven't seen it, but you've only seen my video, I'm so sorry. And I didn't even get to talk about the spider tribe of people. Yeah, take that in. That all looked like a weird off-brand great value version of Carnage. Okay, I'm done. Goodbye.